crash-inducing power.
It's tail time!
Precise traction, excellent suspension.
Shields up, Captain.
Advanced digital sound.
4 on the floor, baby.
Hello?
Hi.
Who is this?
You watching TV?
Maybe. Who is this?
What kind?
Well, it's big.
27-inch?
Yeah?
Picture in picture?
I guess so.
Swivel base?
How'd you know?
Under a white ceramic duck wearing a yellow raincoat?
Where are you?
Open the drapes.
One TV-obsessed gecko. Revolutionary 3D graphics. Free roaming gameplay. It's Gex, Enter the Gecko.
Yeah, it's tail time.
Go.
I am Gex.
Let's get this down.
Okay, that's kind of saucy.
The ad guys started dreaming up new ways to promote me.
I feel stupid.
All right, little man.
It'll work when it's a big blimp.
I told them, play the game. It's the only way to really see my new moves, the new vehicles, the razor-sharp wit of Gex 3, Deep Cover Gecko. Then they had a real brainstorm.
Beautiful.
Were you expecting someone else? Kept you waiting, huh?
I've been gone for some time. My name has echoed through the shadows. All those games, thought to be lost in time, like tears in rain. People keep asking if I'm back. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Go to LRG for some GEX, baby.
Clock says party time!
Sweet, like candy.
Party blow!
Tail time!
It's tail time. It's tail time.
Hi, I'm Dana Gould, and I was the voice of Gex
Sort of a job hire. It was, this is back in the mid '90s, and I was a young comedian, and I was pretty hot in the business. And it was funny. This was a time when video games were branching out and bringing in show business personalities for voices. It was new. And there was an article in Variety or Hollywood Reporter I have somewhere in my garage still, where it's comedians are finding a new platform in cyberspace. And they asked if I wanted to be the voice of this character, Gex. And then I developed the character basically parallel to my stand-up persona. Yeah, it was a new stage in video games, and I was not a gamer at the time. I was too busy doing stand-up to... Hold on. It was a new era in video games where they were beginning to branch out into more like shows and entertainment because the graphics were making that possible. And they were using TV writers and actors and such like talent outside of just gaming. And that's where Gex came from. So I worked on Gex with my friend Rob Cohen, with whom I've collaborated on a lot of things. We first met on the Ben Stiller show, where we shared an office. And then we worked... This is my dog. And then we worked together on, we had a series on MTV called Super Adventure Team, which is basically, if you saw the film Team America, it was just like that, only it came out before Team America. And then Team America came out and it was alarmingly like our show. But we worked together on Gex for all three games. And it was through us working together that his personality sort of developed. So really, Gex's personality is pretty much a combination of my personality and Rob. Right, and that was mostly it. That was pretty much what it was. There's a guy, we want him to be funny, and we want him to have pop culture references, but that was it. So in terms of the voices and the different things that he would do, there's a lot of Johnny Carson in it. That was all me and Rob. That was all us basically sitting in the office riffing. And it was also heavily influenced by Mystery Science Theater. Like, what would Joel and those guys do in a video game? How would they comment on a video game in the way they comment on a movie? And that wasn't even intentional. That was just our world at the time. Those were our friends. So we didn't even think about it. It was just, that was the well from which our water came. You know, like it was a lot like Mystery Science Theater. This is how it was heavily influenced by MST3K. Is I'm not going to spoon feed you everything. If you don't get this joke, that's fine. There's another one coming. As Joel says, Joel Hodgson says, not everybody will get it, but the right people will get it. And that's, I've always held to that for better or worse. And it's been both. Crystal Dynamics was the first company that created Gex, that had the idea for the character and created the game. And then once they had the game sort of mapped out, they approached me to sort of give this character a life. They either approached Rob, and then Rob told them about me, or they approached my management company, which at the time was called Campbell Martin, and they approached me, or they knew me, and everybody else came after it. Because they were located in the Bay Area and I had a big following in the Bay Area, the latter is the most likely, I think. They were in Silicon Valley, and I've always had a big following in San Francisco. I used to live up there. I was on the radio a lot up there. I have a big following up there. I still do, knock wood. And so that's probably what happened. The thing I remember is they flew me up to Crystal Dynamics up in Silicon Valley, up in, I think it was in San Leandro. I could be wrong. One of those towns. And, you know, I'd been in the business, you know, I'd been on TV. I just thought it was so cool that they were flying me up to record this stuff. And here's the thing. I do this stuff all day anyway. If I'm in the car by myself, I am talking to myself. I am singing to myself. I am telling jokes out loud to myself. I'm rehearsing tweets, you know, like whatever I get going. When I'm alone, I'm a monomania. I'll just keep going. And so to this, it was literally effortless. And that's the thing that's either good about the story or bad about this story. It's like, to me, this was utterly effortless. It's what I do for fun. It was a good fit for me in terms of being the talent, quote unquote. So going into the booth, it was just a little more formal, and you did have bumper guards because you had to make it age appropriate. And that was something I tried to be aware of. There were jokes that definitely we were told, no way. One in particular, and I don't know if this might have been the second game, but he's on a raft, and one of the levels is that he has to fight these crabs that are trying to get him. And the joke was, as Johnny Carson, I haven't seen this many crabs since Elkie Summer's hot tub party. And that was a flat no. I went to both, and that's always the most fun because you don't have to do anything and you're treated like you're someone important. You know you're not really important. But, and one thing I remember, E3, they had a bug eating contest because he's a lizard, and I think they had people actually do it. That memory stuck. But it was, I think it was because the character was funny and was genuinely funny. I mean, they did a really smart thing that they didn't hire their funny programmer friend, that they got professionals that could really make it funny, because it was funnier than it had to be. And that, I think, is why it was successful, you know. Get a pro. You know, you look at the time and you're like, oh my God, it's in 3D. How did they do that? And the trick was finding a way to incorporate that into the game. and how to make him funny and comment on the fact that he was now in 3D, and to make it work, to make it a reason to be in 3D. It was not unlike the Treehouse of Horror episode where Homer became 3D. Austin Powers was super big at that time, and he had a very kind of visual reference to that. You know, I think he wore a cravat or something. And it was very, to use a $2 term, zeitgeisty. It was very zeitgeisty of the time. But I love that I could, it was a good fit for my skill set. You know, it was just one of those things that worked really well. That's the worst part of writing, is staring at a blank screen. And that's why I was really lucky that I get to work with Rob, because we share a brain in terms of what we think is funny. And it's a lot easier to bat ideas back and forth with somebody than it is to just sit there and in comedy, you know. So we would just start talking about what we thought was funny and just start making notes. And the only difference between that and us having lunch is we're making notes. If we were at lunch, we'd be doing the same thing. So in that regard, it was a very organic process. You know, that's what I mean. It was fun. And and we would always, you know, get filthy, just filthy. And, to get going, you know, to warm up the car. And then, we go back in and either clean it up or chuck it. But there's about 4 hours of really raunchy Gex stuff over the place. I love it. I'm very proud of it. I mean, I because it's one of those things that really snuck up on me. I have things in my career that kind of, you just work and then you hit something, like you write on a bunch of shows on Simpsons, and that kind of hit, and on Parks and Rec, and that kind of hit. And on my own show, Stand Against Evil, and that did okay, but it was my own show, so that was big. And then, so you work on all these things, and then you do a bunch of stuff in between. But then Gex is this thing that I had not a ton of involvement in terms of, I had no involvement in terms of the character design or the game design. The heavy lifting was all done by the game programmers and stuff. But it's a huge thing that's to this day, this thing really resonated with people more so than I think I fully understand. Whenever I go on the road to do stand-up comedy, which is usually 2 to 3 weekends a month, I will get somebody with a Gex game cartridge for me to sign. It just happened last weekend. It's undeniable. And I'll be in the green room and somebody has something for you to sign. I know exactly what it is. And it's every weekend. And I don't say that in a bad way. I'm delighted. But I will say I don't understand it. Somehow this game and this character, it's greater than the sum of its parts. And it has a life of its own. And here's how I know. My oldest daughter is a hardcore gamer. The games now are beyond my comprehension. Like, she has friends that she knows from the game. They have Oculus headsets, and she's got a special chair and a special desk. Like, it's beyond my ability to comprehend. And she calls me one night and she goes, "You were the voice of a video game?" I said, "Yeah, I was the voice of this thing, Gex." And she goes, "I know. I was gaming with my friends, and
somehow your name came up, and I said, what are you talking about? That's my dad. And they freaked out. And so that's how I know it's like, it got to my daughter. I care a lot. Yeah. Because my name is on it, and I absolutely feel like he's an alter ego of mine, you know. When I go to conventions and sign photos, the photo is me when I was on The Simpsons as a character, and something else, and Stand Against Evil, I think, and Gex. You know, it's absolutely something that it's like a band I was in. Like, yeah, I'm proud of it. You know. Bob goes into this video store, I think in Toronto, and he says, do you have the video game Gex, the gecko lizard? And the guy at the store goes, it's a dinosaur, and his name is Gex. So he was Gex for us for the remainder of our work there. It was always Gex. I'm grateful that people love the game and that they love the character. And my assumption is, keep playing it, keep buying it, and more will come. You know, that seems to be, companies like to make money.
It all started so simply. I had just finished my usual morning routine of nude funkercise, fired up the Barca-Lounger, grabbed a quick bite to eat, and prepared to watch some serious tube. Little did I know, my snack was sent by Rez.
You are mine.
Lock and load, little lizard. Good times. Bob Hope has more color in his cheeks. Like the slime boys, nice touch.
Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko!
Who opened the can of whoop-ass? Deer arms.
Someone yell cut.
Adrian!
Slip of the tongue.
Ah, that Scientologist lost her life. Who opened the can of whoop?
I am Iron Man.
Cut! Stunt gecko!
Ah, that Scientologist lost her life. boy. I'll take this, and this, and this. This one's for Johnny. Hey, karate!
Slip of the tongue.
Hey, reruns of Rhoda. If I had a life, I'd be glad to get back to it. For me? You shouldn't have. That's it. That's the spot. Soylent Green is good. Reminds me of Ed tapping his birthday keg. Like the Slime Boys, nice touch. Ah, Detroit, Pearl of the Orient.
Cut! Stunt gecko!
Gee, Scoob, let's get back to the mystery van.
Slip of the tongue.
Like the Slime Boys, nice touch. One for me and one for me. Me and one for me. Need it, need it, need it, need it. Sorry, I only tried well.
Someone yell cut.
Oh, yeah, it's tail time. Hey, cut it out! Soylent Green is good.
I don't eat anything but this.
I'll just go in.
Slip of the tongue.
Soylent Green is good. Geronimo!
Someone yell cut.
Geronimo! This one's for Johnny.
Slip of the tongue.
This would be great for my collection. One for me and one for me. That's it. That's a spot. That's it. That's a spot.
Cut! Stunt gecko!
That's it. That's a spot. That's what I call getting some tail. I know when I'm not wanted. Call getting some tail.
Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko!
Sorry, Mr. Presley.
I don't eat anything but this.
Soylent Green is good. Dead, Jim. Hey, reruns of Rhoda.
Support your local library.
Hey, reruns of Rhoda. Reminds me of Ed tapping his birthday keg. Like the Slime Boys. Nice touch.
Sweet, like candy.
Ah, Detroit, Pearl of the Orient.
Higher. Higher. Higher.
Need it, need it, need it, need it.
Higher. Higher.
Need it, need it, need it, need it.
Higher.
Cut! Stunt gecko!
Need it, need it, need it, need it. Need it, need it, need it, need it.
I'll take this, and this, and this.
Higher.
Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko!
Yeah.
Oh, that! Someone yell cut. Oh, that! Slip of the tongue.
Need it, need it. Need it, need it.
Someone yell cut.
Need it, need it. Need it, need it, need it, need it.
This wasn't in the manual. That's it. That's the spot. Soylent Green is good. Soylent Green is good.
Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko! Slip of the tongue. Someone yelled cut.
Soylent Green is good. Green is good.
Cut! Stunt gecko!
Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
This place is weirder than 4th of July at Rick James' place.
Gee, Scoob, let's get back to the mystery van.
Nap time!
Will somebody please call the maid?
Someone yelled
Maid.
cut.
That's it. That's the spot. That's it. That's the spot.
Slip of the tongue.
That's it. That's the spot. stunt gecko.
It's tail time! Hey, karate!
Slip of the tongue.
Karate! It's tail time!
You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies.
That's it. That's the spot. Sorry, Mr. Presley.
Need it, need it, need it, need it!
That's it. That's the spot.
Soylent Green is good!
Higher. Higher.
Cut. Stunt gecko.
Higher. Higher. Lower.
Slip of the tongue.
Higher.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
Cut. Stunt
Who
gecko.
opened the can of whoop? Who opened the can of?
Someone yell cut.
Aren't we?
Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut.
I'll take this, and this, and this.
Cut. Stunt gecko.
And this, and this.
Someone yell cut.
It's tail time! This one's for Johnny! That's cool. That is ice cold. Ooh, yeah!
You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
Soylent Green is good.
Need it, need it, need it.
Soylent Green is good.
Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko!
Sweet, like candy.
One for me and one for me.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass? This one's for Johnny. Chilling.
You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the body. You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the body.
Probably think that hurt.
Slip of the tongue.
Probably think that hurt.
Sorry, Mr. Presley.
You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies.
Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue.
stunt gecko.
Sweet like candy. Sweet like candy.
Someone yell cut.
Sweet like candy.
I don't eat.
Candy.
Who opened the can of whoop ass? Cut! Stunt gecko!
Probably think that hurts.
You never know.
Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko! Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko!
You never know.
Someone yell cut.
You never know.
Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut.
Soylent Green is good.
I know when I'm not wanted.
It's bonus time. Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko! Slip of the tongue.
Cut! Stunt gecko! Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Slip of the tongue.
Ha! That is wild. Gee, Scoob! Let's get back to the mystery van! I'm too young to have a second childhood.
Bob Hope has more color in his cheeks. My inner child is coming out, and it hurts. Like the slime boys, nice touch. What this place needs is color. Hey, look, my last 10 girlfriends.
Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Give us some skull, baby!
Later on, Devil Bride.
Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. 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 Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue.
Say goodbye, you little cockroach.
Like the slime boys. Nice touch.
Oh no, I'm too young to have a second childhood. Wilma! My inner child is coming out, and it hurts.
Looks like Beetlejuice threw up.
Read a book.
She's cold as ice.
Within that block of ice lies a very cold caveman.
Gecko.
Ooh.
Soylent Green is good. Slip of the tongue. Cut! Stunt Gecko! Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut. Sweet like candy. Cut! Like Stunt candy. Candy. Someone yell cut.
I am Iron Man.
Cut! Stunt Gecko! Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut. Kill your TV, man. Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
Ooh.
That's your spot.
Cut! Stunt Gecko! Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut.
Ooh.
Cut! Stunt Gecko!
Ooh.
This one's for Johnny. It's tail time.
Off the TV, nothing but net.
Someone yell cut. Slip of the tongue. Someone yell cut.
Probably think that hurts. Ow!
Slip of the tongue.
Hey, rerun. Sons of Rhoda.
That's as much fun as being Mike Tyson's cellmate on Valentine's Day.
My inner child is coming out.
And it hurts! Oh no, I'm too young to have a second childhood.
Looks like Beetlejuice threw up. Cut! Stunt gecko!
One for me and one for me.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
Sweet like candy.
Someone yell cut.
Are you from Krypton, or are you just happy to see me?
Cut! Stunt gecko!
Slip of the tongue.
Cut! Stunt gecko!
One for me and one for me.
That's what I call getting some tail. Into the garbage chute, flyboy!
my eyes.
Someone yell cut.
Hey, reruns of Rhoda. I'll take this, and this, and this. Geronimo!
Ooh.
Slip of the tongue.
Ooh.
Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko!
That's it. That's the spot. This one's for Johnny.
Someone
For
yell
Johnny.
cut. Cut! Stunt gecko! Someone yell cut.
Got my eye.
I'm working without a net here. Cut! Stunt gecko! I'm working without a net here.
This one's for Johnny.
Someone yell cut. Cut! Stunt gecko!
That's it. That's the spot. Oh, yeah. It's tail time.
Slip of the tongue.
It's tail time. Kill your TV, man.
Geronimo!
Hey, reruns of Rhoda.
Someone yell cut. It's tail time. Into the garbage chute, flyboy.
I don't eat anything but this.
Thank God.
This one's for Johnny.
shocking.